the time the project started, I was teaching at uni. I was in the Institute of International Relations, and one of the courses that I taught was on diaspora and immigration. So that when Dr. Carter first approached me, we had a series of preliminary meetings, informal meetings, and I thought the project was a novel one, because when we speak of competitiveness, it is almost always from an economic standpoint, with very little consideration for anything external to the economics, and certainly language competitiveness, language competency is usually low down on the ladder. So initially, well, apart from being a linguist myself, I was a little bit curious about my involvement on the project, but it suddenly dawned on me that my area of research, which is looking at both diasporic populations, overseas populations, as well as migration into the country, that there was a direct link. That migration is an intrinsic component of a project like this, because a simple thing like doing a language audit or having an idea about the immigrant or the migrant groupings in your country is a very important launching pad for doing an exercise like this. So we spoke very generally at first, and I looked back at those notes that were generated because we were really fishing. And one of the reasons why we were fishing, and this has resonance maybe for the Ministry of Planning, is that there's an absence of data. The census was extremely limited, and therefore it's so ironic because we're a country of migration. This is a country that the French call it a pays d'accueil. We have always opened our doors to migrant groupings. All of us here have ancestry from a number of different places. And we don't perhaps think, because of the relative assimilation of those migrant groups, perhaps there's not sufficient emphasis on the fact that migrants come with competencies, and competencies that we really cannot tap into if there are no qualitative and quantitative studies. So that was a real challenge in the beginning, because then we had to decide which groups we target. We spoke about how we could actually tap into some of those groupings, and also to decide which sub-projects would be the most viable ones vis-a-vis the migrant groupings that were fairly prevalent in the country. The other thing is that apart from the nexus between migration and language competitiveness and competitiveness on the whole, yes, there's a direct economic impact, but there are other areas as well, there are other facets as well, one of which is socio-cultural. So we were, almost immediately when we started to flesh out the project, we saw the links with things like education. We looked at things and we will discuss, I know we're going to touch on the sub-projects, right? We looked at things like, or we were thinking about the links between a growing bilingual population and the changing needs for education policy. So when we're talking about national development policy, all of these things are linked. They cannot be divorced one from the other, because then it has an impact. The languages that we choose to introduce into our curricula and so on. And recently Guyana has decided that, Portuguese, and I think we are moving as well to introduce Portuguese. For Guyana, it's a natural link because they share a border with Brazil, but also because of the intra-regional migration, both ways, between migrants from Guyana and Brazil. So these were some of the major, and I think in the beginning, it was important to flesh out these things because of the lacuna, the gross gaps in terms of what is available in terms of the data. And I think that if we think of long-term planning, we have to really think about making data more accessible. So I'll give you one example before I wrap up. And I had mentioned this to the team in the earlies. We seem to guard data like manna from heaven. Data is not readily accessible. I'm not bashing the CSO. But most places you can go to you can look at data sets from way back. It's not that we don't have the data. Some of the data is not available in a format that makes it accessible, although the website has vastly improved. But if we cannot access this data easily, it makes it that more difficult to do the research, the kind of research that we're doing, and even the kind of research that I try to do, that I have been doing for the past 10 years or so. So you take, for example, a country like the US, which has a lot of resources, I know, but you look at the state of New York, and the Department of Planning every 10 years produces a report on the foreign-born population. It is extremely detailed. You can have a number of key indicators among the foreign-born population vis-a-vis the native New Yorkers. So anything from educational levels to socioeconomic status to housing. So it tells you where migrant groupings have moved, what have been the shifts. So you can actually see Puerto Ricans moving out of certain, and we don't have those kinds of things. We don't have that kind of baseline data available. But these are the things that impact everything: housing, schooling, planning, transport, jobs, okay? So while we put migration on the back burner, it's not an issue for us. I think recently, in terms of the Ebola scare and the number of migrants who had overstayed their welcome or were in some form of irregularity, etc., maybe through no fault of theirs, many of them because of the impasse at immigration. I think suddenly people woke up to the fact that you had such a diverse migrant population in the country, that the numbers were so great, etc., etc. And so these are the kinds of things that we have to do. This is an intrinsic part of being able to plan properly for the future.